So retirement, or unretirement as we call it. We've now been working with individuals and professional firms for the last 5 years, really, working with people as they came up to retirement or as they had just retired. And what's clear is there's a really huge pool of talent, of partners and others, wanting to use their skills, but not having a clue how to do this. And there are a lot of people who would love to tap into those skills and networks, but they don't know who those people are or how to ask for the help. So we're now working with EY, DLA, and a number of other law firms. And what we've found is that people need help with ideas big time as to what they do next. And this is beyond the inevitable non-executive director role. They also need help to learn new skills, particularly how to network without the firm's brand and using LinkedIn strategically to win roles. And actually it was EY who said to us, because they've done quite a lot in this space for some years, and they said we're the only people who get partners to think about the market and make them market driven, which will increase their chances of roles. As an example of some of the things we're getting to do and using their skills, we've got people mentoring, particularly tech entrepreneurs. And initially senior people were all going, I'm not techie, what can I offer? And there was quite a barrier there. But putting the generations together, because usually it's an older and a younger generation, what they quickly realize is these entrepreneurs know everything they need to about the tech. But what they can't do is things like explain their business plan or explain their business, going back to what James was talking about, articulating their business, and particularly in words that an older generation will understand, because often they're their customers or funders. And they don't often know where to start refundraising. And they've really never worked for anyone else. Lots of these people have started straight from university and they don't really know what good leadership looks like. We expanded this idea in COVID, and we now have a free site matching mentors and mentees. And we've got nearly 300 on the site. And the impact that our generation, I'm 65 and I'm happy to say that, and I want to work for another 25 years, but the impact that my generation can make is fantastic. You can see lots of those stories on our website, next-up.com, and Richard will share that. Before our workshops, what we do is get partners to complete a questionnaire. Typically, around 70% say they're apprehensive and uncertain about their futures. After the 2-day workshop, or as we're doing it at the moment online, as you can imagine, that completely flips. And we get 70% typically saying they're excited about opportunities ahead. So there's a real business reason to do this in terms of helping firms with those difficult conversations. And I've now talked to so many managing partners, and they talk about the cost of the impact of bad levers, is the phrase that people use, and also about creating this as a really good, creating a vision for people that they can see the future. It's good for morale internally. They don't want to see people leaving unhappy or not knowing what to do, or sort of bad levers. And it's good for the younger generation to see that. And the other thing that we're trying to do is we're just starting this, and I would love if anyone wants this, we'll trial it for free with you, trying to get partners to get involved with initiatives in their firm. Just about everybody these days has initiatives such as zero carbon targets, mental health, getting more women into leadership, recruiting from more diverse pools of talent. So getting them involved internally before they leave, and it's got to come from the heart, this, not just to be a tick box, but they can start building up new skills, expertise. They can network with clients and go and talk about, what would be good and how can I learn and best practice. And this could also help them to find a focus for when they leave, and they could come back and help the firm. So I'm going to leave you with 3 thoughts at the end. Do you know really what it's like to retire? I think there's been a conspiracy of silence around the real challenges of people retiring. People don't talk about how awful it is. Are you allowing partners to glide into retirement? I have heard this phrase, I can't tell you how many times, and I hate it, because what it's saying is that the sort of winding down, just as we should be helping people to revitalize, contribute to the firm, and building up something for the future. And I recognize some people think they just want to travel and retire. But if we can do this revitalizing, it's great for the partner and for the firm. And are you really making the most of the skills once they've retired? You may think they want to travel and put their feet up and not want to bother them. But I can assure you, very few do. and they would love to be needed by you and others, and they'll probably do it without payment. And I should say, I've just written about all of this in much more depth in Modern Lawyer, which has just come out this week. If anybody, you can subscribe to it for free, so to get that article. And I've still go into more depth about what I'm hearing from all sorts of partners.